Hello, my name is Jason, and this is Group 5's recording presentation. So our topic is going to be Coco versus Grandma and her ghosts, 魔法阿嬷. So first we're going to do a short summary on Grandma and her ghosts. So Dodo was the main character, and he was dropped off at his grandma's house because his mother had to go take care of his father, who was injured abroad due to work. And Dodo really missed his parents and didn't get along with his grandma. He also didn't understand what grandma was doing with all the religious stuff, and grandma was doing all this weird things with the spirits, and he was really freaked out, but mainly just really missed his parents. And then he accidentally stumbled upon this room when grandma told him not to go into, and accidentally released an evil spirit. He started listening to it and was doing some bad things with him. And after he realized that this was wrong, him and his grandma, along with his friends and the dog in the movie, they worked together and defeated the evil spirit. And the theme of the movie, it's describing traditional Taiwanese culture and religion. And also it showed a very realistic side of grandparenting and the problems that Taiwanese people face when grandparenting. So this is the similarities and differences of the two movies. The differences would be, well, Grandma and Her Ghost is it's based on Taiwanese religion, and the animation is old and it's 2D animation design. And the difference of Coco is that it's based upon a Mexican holiday, and the 3D animation design is much more modern and alive, and the use of color is just more detailed. And the similarities is that they teach lesson about family, how you should treat your family with respect, and you let them do what they want to do. And they both have a holiday for ghosts and spirits. The main character is a boy who gets into trouble, but eventually, they have a happy ending. And then here is a character representation. And the 恶灵库罗 is the villain in Grandma and the Ghost, and De La Cruz is the villain in Coco. So the similarities is they are both passed away. They're ghosts, and they also harm people to achieve their goals. They use other people to get what they want, and in the end, they're defeated by the main character. The differences is that one is a spirit in animal form, but De La Cruz was himself, and the cat consume other spirits to gain their power. And De La Cruz actually just lied to people, get the fame, and that's how he gained his money and power. And the cat, he was evil from the beginning. Whenever it was released, it was trying to do bad things already. But De La Cruz at first seemed like the hero of the movie, but then when the truth got revealed, he turned out to be evil, a villain. And that's the part of my presentation. Thank you.
Next, it is the different way of worship ancestors between Taiwan and Mexico. In Taiwan, people pay respect to their ancestors by visiting ancestral graves or ancestral halls during important occasions like 清明节 and 中元节, and usually it is in the daytime. We offer such as food, flowers, and burning incense or just pepper to honor and remember ancestors. As for ghost months, in Taiwan, the 7th month of the lunar calendar, known as Ghost Month, holds great importance in Taiwanese culture. It is believed that the gates of the underworld open during this month, allowing spirits to return to the human world. Various rituals and ceremonies are conducted to appease and honor these wandering spirits, including the burning of just pepper, setting up roadside altars, and organizing elaborate performances like puppet shows. And in contrast, in Mexico, Day of the Dead, in Chinese we say 亡灵节, celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, and the Day of the Dead is a uniquely Mexican festival that honors deceased loved ones, and it usually was at night. Families create elaborate altars adorned with photographs, candles, flowers, color cards, and food, and other items to welcome the spirits of the departed. As for marigolds, it was seen as the flower of death in Mexico. They are believed to attract and guide the spirits of the deceased back to the living world. So marigolds are often scattered on gravesites and homes. The Day of the Dead is a joyful and festive occasion. Paradise and take place in many cities and towns across Mexico. People dress up in elaborate costumes, open a skeleton, and participate in lively music, dancing, and cultural performance. It is a time to celebrate life, remember loved ones, and embrace the belief that death is a natural part of the life. Interestingly, one hidden similarity connects two different cultures, that is marigolds. Both cultures use marigolds as offering to express the loving emotions for the dead.
Hello everyone, in this part I'm going to compare the animation type and filter animation. And the movie is Coco, and other movies are not and first I'm going to talk about Coco. Its animation type is 3D animation, and it's produced by Pixar Animation and released by Walt Disney. The movie color and the movie filter. I think the whole movie are quite colorful compared to other animations. And the main color are orange and indigo. So you can see many orange and dark blue, purple in the movie. Second movie is Grandma and Her Ghost. The animation type is central graphic animation, and it's a Taiwan animation. So compared with Coco, I think this movie are flatter than Coco, and the color in the filter is also not colorful as Coco. And the movie color saturation, but the filter is still looks dark. And I think the whole movie scenes are simple, but it's still beautiful. And the best part is animation type compare. I'm going to compare 3D computer animation and hand-drawn graphic animation. And on the left is 3D computer animation. I think it's more than, and it's a stop motion. And it's more colorful and more complex. But it's more delicate than 3D. And on the right side is hand-drawn graphic animation. I think it's old school and simple and rough. And it's cheesy.
Today I'm gonna talk about Coco vs. Grandma costume design. The movie Coco takes place in 1970 in Mexico. There are some features in their traditional Mexican clothes. The first one is sun protection. That's why they have such a wide brims and the clothing itself is made of natural materials. The next one is brightness. The fabric for garments is mostly colorful and heavily embroidered. A lot of colorful ribbons are used. The third one is moderate modesty. The clothing is elegant, not shameless or vulgar at all. Skirts are long, blouses are delicate. Flowers are often used to beautify the costume, the hairdo, and hairdress. The next one is mixing the culture of Native American and European people. It is mostly Spanish New Settler. The next one is it is made of various fabrics. The national clothing of Mexico is made of various fabrics like wool, cotton, silk, and bark. Usually the colors of traditional dress are red, brown, green, and yellow. Mexicans used to dye their clothes with natural components, but today they don't have to do that. The next one is lacework and embroidery. The lacework and embroidery also feature wildly in traditional Mexican clothing. These skills, art, and influence are the result of centuries of ancient civilization, each leaving their mark on Mexico society. And I want to talk about the costume design in Coco. One of it is sombrero. One of traditional elements of Mexican wear is the sombrero. While a festival sombrero will be colorful with flourishes around the rim, an everyday sombrero is just a straw hat to keep the sun from a man's face. The next one is sarap. It is a cross between a poncho and a blanket. The sarap was used to keep warm in the winter months, typically made of wool and fleece. Everyday wear comes in muted tone of grays and blouses of shepherds. However, the festivals, some sarap, multiple color patterns of reds and blues and yellows can be found. And the picture on the right, this one, shows different types of Mexico traditional costumes. I'll introduce some of it. Like this charro. Charro suit is a special beautifully embroidered suit which is worn on the Day of Dead. This one, Osaka, is recognized worldwide for the beautiful of its embroidery and a clear example of the cultural mix that has occurred over the years in Mexico. And Frida Kahlo frequently wore this costume. She even has a self-portrait with it. The costume attracts the attention and enhances the leadership of women. The next one is Veracruz. The white color has very common among indigenous communities, as it was related to some purification rituals. The next one is Chiapas. Chiapas' traditional dress are really unique and extraordinary. They are handmade. Women from town Chiapa de Corzo make this dress. And the next one is Tabasco. Tabasco's traditional dress is very feminine and delicate. Women in this region like floral embroidery, bright ribbons, and hair decorations with flowers. Tabasco dress consists of white blouses with embroidery around the neck, and on sleeves, black and colorful skirts with floral pattern. The next one I want to talk about the costume design in Grandma. The movie was set in 1988. The location is in the countryside. For the convenience for farming, people usually wear sleeveless garments, flip-flops, and phone booths. And I wanna talk about the Taoist priest costume in the movie. The Tao priest costume is called Zhangyi. Today, Zhangyi is regarded as a form of Taoist clothing. The colors are mostly dark red and golden yellow, and auspicious patterns such as 8 immortals, flowers, sun, and moon, and various animals are embroidered on the cloth with gold thread. And its arm spread out into a square, symbolize the four sides of the earth. And this is our presentation. Thank you for listening.